Alright, guys, it's time to wrap this investigation up. We're pretty sure we have it figured out, though there's a couple details we don't know, but we also don't know what we're about to find out.
Right, because we're going to learn a lot from the from the trial as well.
But what you're gonna find out is that we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm We Squared.
I'm the Opinionator, and that might have worked better if you didn't obviously know that.
Probably already had an idea.
I am positive that is the suspicious individual that attacked me. Uh-huh. Sure it is.
Cool story, bro.
So, the only people that it possibly could have been, based on the information we have, are Yasuhiro.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, come on. There's no way that it's Yasuhiro just because of all the pains that have been taken to set Yasuhiro up, such as stuffing him in a locker in this suit after this was planted in his room.
I mean, come on.
I mean, no, we need to suspect him.
Right,
but we would be fools to just assume that it must be him because everybody else is accounted for. Technically, it could be Kyoko.
Possibly.
I mean,
yes.
She has an alibi, but the person we're about to accuse that we think right now anyway.
Yeah, because he was with us.
Has the exact same alibi as Kyoko.
Yeah!
So that means if we're going to suspect one person based on where they were at one particular time, we have to suspect the other person based on where they were at a particular time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And so we do pretty much think it's Celeste because she...
Various reasons.
Hifumi already works with her and is subordinate to her.
Yes.
And is easily manipulatable by her.
Mm-hmm.
And she has been at the heart of all manner of suspicious stuff for some time.
We've already seen her kind of crack.
And she has expressed... Well, that could have just been her
real nature coming out.
Asserting some dominance. And yeah, her real nature perhaps. She's also already, talked with Byakuya about the game theory stuff.
Right.
About how this is the right thing to do. And she's obviously suspicious, so... Obviously suspicious. And it seems like, since she's so interwoven with all the suspicious aspects of this particular case, that's it. Who is the
Now watch it actually be Yasuhiro and we're just completely going off on a wild goose chase.
That'd be fine. One last thing about that. There's only one person who can corroborate the Hifumi being dragged off by Robo Justice and Celeste being attacked with Justice Hammer 1. Only Celeste and Hifumi.
Yeah.
But Hifumi is the accomplice.
Yeah.
So, and it's a suit. Why have a
Anyone
suit?
can wear a suit.
Why have a suit at all? There is no need for there to be a robot suit unless you're trying to hide someone's identity. And so, that picture with Hifumi and Celeste and not being able to see who's in the suit is how you frame somebody.
Yeah.
Enough of that. Let's move on.
Apparently, that ridiculous object is Hiro. I'd ask Kyoko for the details if I were you, which I'm glad I'm not.
That is the plan. It wasn't you, was it? Was it? Grammar. Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one that found him. Where has she been, anyway?
I found Hiro.
We noticed.
He was jammed in the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me.
Dude, you're in this big old suit. It shouldn't matter, right?
I'm in a what? You could have been a little more gentle about it. I don't know, caress my face or something.
Well, I guess she could have done that, but there's this thing in the way.
What?
That's creepy.
Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? Crawling around in the air ducts? Already haven't found a secret passage? Exploring an alternate universe?
Spoilers.
You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Wow.
There was something I had to check up on.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
You're doing a really good job of proving to us that you're not the spy. But I can't never mind, though.
That's a double negative, so that means you should.
Yeah, that's sort of the point I'm getting at, isn't it?
Oh, wait, dang.
Thanks for corroborating my story.
Never mind.
No. You're just restating your argument back to me.
More importantly, I'm going to change the subject now.
Well, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
And?
First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
Yes, we have our assumptions, but he does in fact need to clear it up because he's still suspect number one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. 1 second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here, and then you kicked me. And then I pled for my life. And wait, hold on.
No, that was Celeste. Although I guess we have just as much evidence to assume that Celeste pled for her life as Yasuhiro has.
I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
So that means somebody would have had to break into the room. Yasuhiro's room, I mean.
Unless he was a goofball and just took a nap somewhere outside.
You can't sleep somewhere outside. You'll get killed for violating the rules.
Oh, I thought that was only at nighttime, but I guess you're right.
Wait, is that right? Let's look.
Well, if someone would have had to break into his room to plant the evidence.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They would have had to break into the room to plant the evidence and carry him off.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
We had talked about lockpicking and how we assumed that if anybody could, Celeste or Kyoko could.
Yeah.
But there are electronic locks into the dorm, into their rooms.
Yeah.
And we still don't entirely...
Well, Monokuma said they weren't pickable.
Yeah, he did. And we're still not entirely sure what's up with the door into the repository where Hifumi was killed. But, I mean, there was the picture that floated down from above.
It floated down from somewhere, so maybe someone has access to the air vents.
And there's a lock inside. Yeah, it has to be. There's an air purifier. It's like, that's got to be where it's going. There's no other way to reconcile Celeste having access to and from the door, but we'll get to that later.
Huh?
Well, I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off.
How would he have gotten it on?
Yeah! He looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. Are we going to just have him in the trial in that suit?
That's awesome! Can we just keep him like this?
Is he RK?
Maybe so!
We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
Well, it took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. That's how we know that he got into it
by
on
himself.
His own after designing it to be put on by him. Really? We're supposed to believe this. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off, and I took the costume to my room and decided I'd play with it later.
Woo! Free at last! I couldn't breathe with all the hair crammed into the helmet.
Like, being forced up your nose. Okay, look. Somebody had better address the hair thing. I don't mind thinking of it as a joke, but how are we supposed to know what we should take seriously and what we should take as a joke?
And like, to consider as, like, possible evidence.
Yeah.
Based on their physical characteristics.
Exactly. I just want to actually know that there are some standards. I'll go along with whatever those standards are without complaint. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro? I wonder if it was designed with his hair in mind.
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume.
He's probably the tallest.
He is the tallest.
All right, yeah.
Or maybe Sakura.
But wait, what? Hold on a sec. What's been going on? I don't understand.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well. I am conveniently reminding everyone of all the evidence against you at this point.
Okay.
Yeah?
Why does she know that? Byakuya's the one who told us to look in Yasuhiro's room.
Oh yeah, there you go. and Celeste and Byakuya were together, possibly when they came to tell us about the door. All I'm saying is that Celeste was involved in however it is we got in the room and found the bodies.
Yeah.
And then there's this.
Yeah.
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume.
That's true. I saw the blueprints myself.
And I bet you didn't miss that little detail, did you? Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone
terrible.
was Yasuhiro! Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
Tie me up!
Hold on, guys! I think that's going a little far!
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean, I can only kill 2 people anyway if that was the case, so you're not really at risk for me, and I'm not helping my case talking like that, am I?
Hey, how do you know about those intricate parts of the rules?
Attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them!
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake Yasuhiro running around.
You're
It's
the
a ghost!
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costumed attacker? Oh, for goodness sake! The costume can only be worn by him? That's exactly the sort of thing that Genocide Jack was saying, you know? Like, duh, guys, if I were to just kill somebody in my MO, wouldn't it be obvious that it was me?
And why would he just be sleeping somewhere in the costume?
I mean, somebody
That
has...
would completely defeat the point of wearing the costume if they then caught him in the costume.
And somebody would have to ask, why was he in a locker in this costume? Just like he said, like, you can't just ignore these things.
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Fine, even though I know my boobs won't fit in it. But if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Oh yeah!
See, look. See how loose it is?
That's adorable.
I know, I'm just kind of admiring everything. Looking at poor Yasuhiro over there, who kind of looks like a Street Fighter character.
He got enough, yeah!
And like with that sort of pose.
I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Ah!
But if it can't bend at the waist, how's he supposed to haul anyone anywhere?
Right. I mean, that not being able to bend at the waist is an important detail.
He wouldn't be able to move any dead bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he can't... How can you really drag somebody like that, too?
Yeah.
And for that matter, can you even... Well, you can effectively swing a big hammer, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, the level of mobility you would have, especially not being able to see, there's no way that you could do any of these things. But the only reason to have a costume in the first place is...
To hide your identity.
But then, if it's... I mean, yes. Fundamentally, I basically already said all this stuff. It's just the existence of the costume itself is ridiculous.
Yes.
And can only really be justified by framing somebody. But I wonder what he's talking about right here.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right?
Like, what do you mean got caught up in the moment?
It seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again and...
You know, something occurred to me.
Yeah?
Maybe Yasuhiro did want the suit, and he asked Hifumi to drop some schematics for it, just to be a fanboy.
I mean, he could have
something.
he could have been invited to play around. He
And
could have
that could have
asked
been
for it.
That could have been
Like the impetus.
The impetus for like, excellent. He wants us to make him a robot suit, so we'll just make all these modifications here and then frame him.
Now, it could have been Hifumi's idea in the first place.
Maybe.
I mean,
Yasuhiro hasn't really struck me as a robot nerd or anything, but we don't know.
motivation aside, well, no, we'll worry about that later. So now you're all out of excuses except for all the objections the commentators have brought up.
No, see, it's 'cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then come on, Ogre. Makoto, go ahead.
Oh, come
Even though I know better.
Come on! Makoto is the smallest person
There.
alive at this point. Oh, okay. But why don't you try it, Byakuya? You know it would
wouldn't
fit
be
you
caught
better.
dead in there.
Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. Yeah, it's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See? I told you it was impossible! You are absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but fits them.
Dude, shut your mouth! Okay? We don't think it was you, though we still need to get all this clarified.
Yeah.
We've gotta address where you were, because it could be you.
Mm-hmm.
I just really don't think so. But every time you open your mouth, you are making things worse.
But my shoe tastes so tasty.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
You mean like the clasp on the back that makes me unable to take it off? Evidence?
Don't talk about that clasp. You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck? It's not like there's another locker that something could be hidden in.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
Not true!
Which is how we know it was him.
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. I must still be asleep.
Oi, wake up!
Could someone, tell me?
That is a very important truth bullet to have.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we're just going to be selecting it as the evidence 7, 8, 14 times.
Probably, yeah. It's looking more and more like it really was a setup.
Right? Thank you for mentioning that. Seriously, that has given me some faith in humanity. Not you, because you're not a human. But I'm just glad that somebody finally just kind of has that throwaway, this looks fake. I certainly did not expect Hiro and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where has Kyoko been hiding all this time? Maybe it was her.
I see.
I have no idea. Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. What else would explain her questionable behavior? But you're quite protective of her, yes? That's because she's helped me out so much up until now, which is the truth.
Yes?
If I was the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust.
That's true.
And you can believe me on matters like this because I am the queen of lies.
What the heck?
There's no talking your way out of this one. You did it. Everyone knows it.
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I've only got a 20% accuracy after all. I think I figured that out. I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it?
Well, do you really only have a 20% chance of understanding information that you receive through your senses? 2 people were killed. Kiyotaka and Hifumi.
What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it!
I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed,
How about
that's it! I know who did it!
So then,
You may as well tell us then.
What's he got? This is important.
Kiyotaka and Hifumi were fighting over alter ego, right?
Are you gonna accuse alter ego? I mean, I did before, but I wasn't really serious.
I'm at least 30%
Which means
right.
alter ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
So it can't be Chihiro. And since we've determined that the Robo Justice suit is not an actual robot walking around,
Right.
it couldn't have been alter ego, unless you think that an immobile laptop murdered people by hitting them with a blunt object. Intentionally. I mean, I guess you could beat them to death with alter ego, but alter ego would be in very bad shape after this.
correct.
I see. That's unfortunate. Huh? Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? Nobody believes you're really that dumb anyway.
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know. That note.
Note?
Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door.
That wasn't you? Then wouldn't it have been Kyoko then?
Well, I don't know if it's the same note. And here's what it said. I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape.
Celeste.
Aha!
Okay, so the photo fell down, like the photo of Chihiro and Mondo and Leon fell down from the roof of the room that was locked, that's in question. This chapter we discover an air purifier, and we keep talking about a secret passage and air vents. That's because those are pretty
Common, necessary to survive.
stuff like this. And then somebody is like, I found a hole. How could it not be that?
Right? Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The rec room, you say?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room, and then for some reason, I got knocked the heck out. I don't know why I think I just fell asleep. Maybe because of all the hair protected me, so it didn't feel like someone had beat me over the head with the club.
Yeah, Justice Hammer won.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
But you didn't eat or drink anything, did you?
Maybe he meant like with a dart or something.
With a dart?
I don't know, man!
I guess him being stabbed with a dart or hit with Justice Hammer 1 is enough to... Not a chance. Nobody believes any of the incredibly revealing things that you just said that will ultimately lead to finding out the true killer.
So...
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
There we go. Maybe it really was pricked with a dart. What, really?
I told you, someone's trying to set me up. It's really obvious. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me.
Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. That's true. Because he's been like, oh man, I need to find some straws. And just starts like grabbing every single straw. Like he goes to a bale of hay, pulls one out. It was this one, right? And then pulls the next one out. What about this one?
It could have been this one.
Him.
Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right?
Very wise.
This is a chapter where he's showing unusual wisdom.
Yeah, that's really good. He's absolutely right. That's why we still have to make sure that we prove that it isn't Yasuhiro.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we can definitively eliminate him, but I
Probably
think we can
not,
assume that it's not him pretty safely.
There's just so much evidence against it.
Yeah.
Yo! They
Yo!
bring up my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I'm gonna get cursed.
Yo-ho! Yo-ho-ho! I love that. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it. 1,000,000 yen.
Okay, then show us that note. I bet the handwriting won't have anything to do with the handwriting on the blueprints that I don't know about, but whatever. What do you want from me?
With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket. No crap.
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
As
Or
in-
rather, the person who knocked me out took it.
Yeah. I was about to say the same thing. Uh-huh. Everyone believes you.
Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I'll get haunted by ghosts.
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note?
Rather cocky expression you got there, Celeste.
She's
Just
been
saying.
and she's been leading everything except for when she could get someone else to like bulldog it.
Uh-huh.
She's been reminding everyone of the evidence. I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? For serious? Hey, how's it going?
Maybe she picked Yasuhiro specifically because he's kind of inarticulate and an airhead.
I see, yeah.
I mean, he's demonstratively not dumb,
Right?
but, like, maybe she figured by using him, he wouldn't be able to clearly say anything.
Yeah, because when he panics, he starts going a little crazy.
Yeah.
Now then,
And he is kind of cowardly.
Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
So we need to go find the air duct, and I guess that'll be it for the trial.
Or check the other locker.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not going to let us, but...
We'll do it anyway. I don't know how many of them, I don't recall off the top of my head how many times the locker checks have made it into the videos, but we have checked these lockers, both of them, every single time we have, in between every event.
Yes.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. This is how they plan on getting away with it, right? Is by forcing everyone to jump to conclusions and not investigate.
Yeah.
Everyone else who's always said that we already know who did it stuff has always...
Right.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, Hiro.
No, it's like I said.
Worse.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why it's a conclusion. Boy, conclusion.
Yeah. But wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
Hey.
I can't defend myself.
We've been doing our best, man.
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you.
If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? Oh, you're right. I need to look for the second suit. And that note.
Hey, he's gonna actually go look, huh?
Feet, don't fail me now.
I guess I'd better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack, to switch with me, but if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands.
That's true.
The school would be wrecked, and we might be able to escape. Toko! Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto, do you have a second?
Yes, I do. Let us talk.
I want you to help me with the investigation.
Huh?
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground.
Yeah, what were you... You're not going to tell me,
Never
are you?
mind.
Okay, fine! Okay, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No.
You! To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you?
Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
It is true that if the two of us work together, that we have an extremely high likelihood of successfully solving this. And in fact, if Byakuya weren't an evil monster from another dimension, if the three of us were to work together, we'd take care of everything that were to ever come up.
Yeah.
But no, we can't do that.
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses.
Gotta see if anybody else has any, No, we already did that in Chapter 2. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
You know, the Monokuma file was initially provided to us because it was not to be expected that anybody had any forensic knowledge and to preclude you from investigating the bodies.
Right.
But it's not like they lie.
Yeah.
But they only include the information Monokuma wants to be there.
Right.
There could be something else to be found, such as what happened in the last one with Chihiro.
Right.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree?
How am I supposed to answer?
anyway.
We have to hurry before the class trial begins again.
Yeah, you're right, but I really want to go look for that secret passage.
I think it's interesting the trial hasn't started yet.
Monokuma knows it's not ready to start.
Yeah.
That's
okay, then.
not a coincidence.
Okay then, show me where the bodies are.
They're in the repository, and I guess we should head that way for now.
After we stop off at the billiards room.
Locker!
Dang it!
I want to look at the locker! Maybe we'll find Yasuhiro's hair in there.
We'll find Yasuhiro's hair is like detachable. It's like an alien parasitic life form. And actually, whichever body it inhabits is Yasuhiro. I'm not speaking from experience or anything.
I'm pretty sure that Sho actually already talked about that in the comments, man.
You're right! Dang it!
Oh, I went to the wrong place.
Hifumi and Kiyotaka.
For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. It's like she actually does have a heart in there, she just doesn't want to tell anybody about it. But only for a moment.
So then.
Well then, let's get started.
She crouched down next to Kiyotaka and, without hesitation, began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons.
Yeah, you know, this mallet over here appears to have been washed. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm and apparently experienced if she was able to make that determination.
Yeah.
Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. As well it should!
Yeah!
I mean,
Like competency sort of radiates.
Yeah,
kind of.
something like that. Like confidence, perhaps.
Confidence, yeah.
And like expertise. I mean, what is it? Military? Law enforcement? You would
Possibly law enforcement, I'd imagine.
hobbyist?
I don't know. I think she's maybe a bit more skilled than just a hobbyist.
I bet you're right.
Like the ultimate detective or something.
Doesn't Kyoko get creeped out poking at dead bodies and stuff?
Let's not dwell on that thought too much.
I'd get creeped the heck out poking at dead bodies. But in this situation, sometimes you gotta do something
Yeah.
that's creepy.
The whole situation's abnormal. There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest.
Besides,
Would you like me to go over it all again?
No, not now! Besides, oh yeah, that is what she's gonna say. Anyway, the official Bittersweet Gamer's cat has puked up essentially digested animals, and I have picked them up and watched animals disintegrate before my eyes and have their guts fall out of the body, okay? You know, after that few times...
You get desensitized.
You do get a little desensitized. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse. Thank you for having this problem. We, of course, already know what it is.
Right. He just walked away.
He just got up, cleaned his glasses, and walked away. He used the blood.
Yeah,
and then cleaned his glasses, threw it in the trash, came up here, grabbed the dolly and the tarp, moved Kiyotaka's body in here.
And then was betrayed or something.
Yeah. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to hear the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office.
Not true.
When we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean that someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that, and why? Could the Justice Hammers have been designed?
Jesus
Hammers have
Christ.
seen a lot of use. Covered in debris. Okay, here we go. Are you going to say anything else about this hammer?
Nope, just the usual.
Okay. Kiyotaka was killed by a blow to the head. He must have been struck with Justice Hammer 4, which was laying on the floor in the equipment room. And there's a tarp laid out under his body. The killer must have used it to move his body. That way it wouldn't leave any blood stains as it was moved.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I see.
Makoto, I found something.
You did?
Hey,
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand?
Really?
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
Ah! No, it's not that!
I mean, he's even checked it before.
Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
so then.
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It was most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant, because he is not a weak person.
No.
And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
6 o'clock a.m.?
It would kind of have to be.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, how would we
It would
know?
have to
But
be.
it would have to be
Yeah.
that. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken, because he checked it.
Right.
Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting?
Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he pointedly at his wristwatch.
It's almost 10 o'clock, you know! Bedtime for all the little boys and girls!
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at...
That's meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Hey, I get to make observations too, Kyoko.
So sorry.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something.
Why, would it be a note? You're right.
Maybe.
There's something white in there.
Makoto.
Can you try and pry it out?
Me? But you probably have more physical strength than I do.
Because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right?
I mean, yes, but you're probably still stronger than me.
Yeah, well, you have to man up.
As much as I didn't want to, I accepted what Kyoko said and grasped Kiyotaka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. Huh. A piece of paper, so that means that we don't get the whole note. Is there any handwriting on it? Because
Well, otherwise there's no point.
I would really like to look at that handwriting and compare it to the blueprints.
Right?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it? Even though later on in the trial, I'll absolutely have got this thing figured out when it comes to this scrap of paper.
Right?
is that right?
I wonder about that.
I suppose Makoto is someone who really kind of goes into hyper mode whenever
Right.
it's a really serious situation. But other than that, or outside of those circumstances,
He's just off.
Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own.
So, did you find anything? I mean, I already looked at the body and stuff.
I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
Huh. It is a wad of paper. How interesting.
that's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him.
Hidden.
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see.
That makes sense. In his pants? Wait, so you... Oh.
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something.
I actually think that digging around in pants is maybe a little weirder than digging around in socks, but,
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up.
when I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like I want to make up an excuse for not touching it. Does it better be important, Hifumi, or I will never forgive you for this?
Wow.
I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, comma. If there wasn't one, maybe we can, or after the hole.
Yeah. That's the handwriting on the blueprints.
And 6 a.m. And I was doing that to stare at it long
Wait.
enough to make it to the blueprints.
But Kiyotaka said, or Yasuhiro said that the note said 1 a.m.
Oh, no, he got a different note.
Right, that was the one for Kiyotaka. Okay.
Yeah, this one was to get Yasuhiro so they could set that
Okay.
up. It's not really definitive, but it does seem really...
Because this is Let's Meet in the equipment room where we found him.
Yeah, and
Yep.
because it was... this one is equipment room at 6. Yasuhiro's was rec room at 1.
Yeah.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out. I've already read this note out loud.
That sounds very familiar.
That's it. It's the same thing Hiro said. And he was telling us the truth.
however,
Although, it's not exactly the same, is it?
Yeah, we just went through this.
Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
And why would that person have talked to Hifumi?
Right?
I mean Yasuhiro. I mean Sayaka. I mean, where's Junko? He's the one who did it! The time and place are different. Hiro said his note said to meet at 1 a.m., but the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
Right.
So,
Yes, right. Not,
Part of it is
not right.
Part of it has been torn off, right?
Right.
I think there's likely some meaning there. Maybe from the piece of paper we just found on Kiyotaka.
There's some meaning to part of it being ripped. Impossible. Could you maybe explain it a little more precisely so I can understand how there might be some meaning to any of this?
Think carefully now. You can do it. Why would he have been clutching that scratch of paper so tightly?
I don't know. Maybe he really wanted to put the paper down his pants?
So then,
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? Match up the scrap of paper to the note! And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Maybe it was connected to alter ego? That's gotta be it, right?
hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing.
Yeah?
The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them, so the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out.
So, they swapped handbooks?
Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place.
The trial is coming on, so I have to become incredibly stupid before it comes so I can get it out of my system. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was what do you understand?
Huh.
All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role.
The handbook may play a role?
Huh!
Oh, well, that would be getting Yasuhiro's handbook and using the handbook to get into his own room.
They have keys. We swapped keys in the very first case.
I'm going to insist until the end of the universe, or my life, whichever comes first, that they use the handbooks to get into their rooms.
The only thing that we've seen the handbooks be used for is the training room, the workout rooms.
And the rooms. They use handbooks.
Use keys!
So they use 3 handbooks.
I'm gonna kill you!
Well, if Kyoko thinks it's important, I'd better keep it in mind.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
We took just a second to go over the details one last time. We're not going to subject you to everything, but we do feel that there's 2 details we're not satisfied with at present. The first one
is that the handbook is probably going to come into play with how Yasuhiro got into the pool room, because you have to go through the dressing rooms, or the fitting rooms.
The locker rooms.
Locker rooms. Before, and so that must be related somehow. Those are the only things that we know of that you need the handbooks for right now.
The other thing that I'm having a hard time reconciling is how Hifumi worked with, agreed to become Celeste's accomplice. He had to have known that there was a murder involved because he had to move Kiyotaka's body.
Unless he thought that they knocked out Kiyotaka and splashed blood on him. But I can't, unless she must,
and
but if that's the case, it would have had to have been some elaborate lie she told him.
Again, we're not necessarily going to go through the whole thing, but Hifumi isn't an idiot. There's no way that he would allow himself to die, which is what being an accomplice would be, because the accomplice can't graduate. Now, maybe that means that Hifumi actually killed Kiyotaka, but then why wouldn't he have wondered why Celeste was working with him?
Yeah.
So...
Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death.
That was pretty dramatic.
And so, with no further ado...
One of the reasons that we don't feel extremely bad this time is because, although we could be wrong, we are pretty sure it's Celeste.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Celeste, we have been assuming that she was a suspicious... underhanded person from the very beginning whom we expected to commit a murder, and so this is like our chance to go and nail her.
Right.
Everyone, please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school.
Oh, Dynafire!
See.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end.
Must not be that unfortunate. He must be pretty confident that we have enough to figure it out.
You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
Yeah. What?
Why him?
Why me?
Yeah.
Why are you assuming that I'm going to do it? I am going to do it, but why are you assuming that?
It's like, during the trial, everyone else gets dumber and Makoto gets smarter, kind of.
Kind of?
Well, we'd better get going.
Okay. Yeah, Makoto leeches off everybody else's competence. But then he gives it back when he's done.
He borrows it.
Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
What the?
Kuma appears!
Hello! Hello! Hello!
Hello! Hello! Hello! Hello! Hello! Hello! Why not? We know it's just some RC bear.
That's true.
He's multiplied! Why? Because the victims have multiplied too? Perhaps the killers have multiplied! And it was Hifumi and Celeste! Oh my gosh!
Maybe.
No, yeah, that's totally legitimate.
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion.
Then it was only one person. It was Hifumi. Hifumi killed Kiyotaka and then killed himself with the hammer.
No.
Why not? It could be that, you know.
Could be, could be. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied.
Set aside Jill, Sakura, show him how it's done.
Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? I'm totally not doing this to give you a hint. Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy.
You're not playing along. We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please Please board the pain train. I mean, elevator.
Elevators aren't like trains at all, man.
I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we? Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
Don't worry about defending yourself. I'll take care of it.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Yasuhiro. You're gonna pay for your sins.
I told you already, I didn't do it, for serious.
That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no, but that's because you have it.
Oh, don't talk about that like, no.
I am psychic, you know.
20% chance? Damn, the odds caught up with me. I mean, it would seem we have our culprit. Let's just go to the vote right now. What say?
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin.
Yeah, good idea. That's right.
I believe Byakuya is kind of has an idea.
I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Kiyotaka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, even Byakuya. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here.
It wasn't me. You gotta believe me.
hey,
The story begins when we get down there.
Oh, coming in like this from the start.
Come on, Big Mac. Let's do it.
Just shut up!
I see what you did there. Were you listening? Wait till we get to the corn room. Corn room?
The corn room! Wait till we get to the corn room!
Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing.
The class farm will begin! It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This
Shut
trial
up!
will be over in no time. It always comes down to food with us, doesn't it?
I don't like Monokuma's corn-free attitude. okay, I'll stop.
Oh, dang it.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hiro pay for his crime. I don't even know what's going on. I'm too busy trying to keep him laughing.
Let's go down to the corn room.
Okay.
I decided we'd just be funny before we get to the serious part.
Oh, that's a nice way to play it off there, dude.
Do you believe me?
Of course not. You can't trust anybody in a game like this.
It's true.
I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard,
Oh man, I don't want to see this scene.
the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move.
Jeez. All that empty space.
The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open. Hey, thinking about it. Well, I sounded all enthusiastic and happy, but there can't be that many trials, you know?
Right?
There's only a limited number of people,
Yeah.
but as there are fewer people to talk in the trials, that means that it's basically going to be Makoto arguing with like the same person or two people.
I guess so.
More
yeah.
so than it has been up until this point. I don't know. That may make them... Well, it'll probably make them less funny and more dramatic.
Yeah.
Just an observation that hadn't even occurred to me at this point. Opening up onto a cruel fate.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Yeah, don't remind us.
Just the worst.
Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
What are you trying to do, and why are you giving us so many hints? And why does that involve corrupting us?
Yeah.
Forcing us to kill to achieve your aim? Because that's just the method by which we advance. That doesn't have, as far as we can tell, that doesn't have anything to do with what he wants.
Right.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
We just don't even need to interact with you. We just need to move through this.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
We could stop the episode right here, of course.
Don't do that.
We're not going to do that.
I'd never hold out on you like that.
We would!
Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. You know what occurs to me? Since the elevator goes down, I bet it just goes to different courtrooms. I don't think it's the same courtroom.
Because of the execution device?
Because of the execution device and how they're all different. He did mention that he didn't know how long down the elevator was going.
That is extremely relevant. I hadn't
It would just be
considered that
way
at all.
simpler instead of just like reorganizing everything.
Well, I mean,
they probably could, but
that's something to think about. That is something to think about. That it is true, we have no idea if this is the school. We have no idea if there's some big underground base or whatever.
the Monokuma factory.
I mean, it could be that this is a big factory of some kind. We don't know what's down there. That could be important. It could also be the same place that we go to every time.
Right,
I think you're right.
I'm just tossing it out there.
No, I think you're right, though. Just like how Makoto is like, this is unavoidable, undeniable reality over and over again. It's always like, we don't know how far down the elevator has gone. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial.
I love these lines.
All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
What? Why?
So, your votes will determine the
I
results.
think he does this every time.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one...
It is interesting how ritualistic Monokuma is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, this game in general observes a lot of ritual.
Then
I think that's the
I'll punish
point.
everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Oi!
Was that?
No, Aoi.
Yeah, I guess I opened myself up for that, didn't I?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
No. We are not listening to the people trying to railroad a vote.
Don't try and deny it. You killed...
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Oh, you too, huh? I mean, not like you have anything to say. Maybe she's just saying that for the chance to call someone else a murderer.
Just a novelty.
You call it
Yeah.
a murderer.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
But we got evidence against that theory, too.
Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
It is, but that's not all there is to it.
It points
Right.
to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Wrong! It only points to him wearing the suit. Technically speaking.
Yes.
That evidence there only points to the fact that he had the suit.
I mean, I sure hope it comes up. Why would he have killed more than one person?
Yeah.
There's the only way that there is a reason for two people to be killed is to cover up the accomplice.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Yasuhiro really the killer? Or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Oh, let's see if I can remember the controls. Well, this is easy enough.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that
Huh?
stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
We just gotta be patient here, you
Yeah.
know? So that's all we get, huh?
I guess the blueprints.
Why would it be the blueprints? The blueprints were found in his room.
Yeah, but she's mentioning that it's proof that he's the culprit.
But how would the blueprints prove that he's not?
The handwriting.
I think it's the
I don't
message.
know anything
Okay.
about that stuff.
Arg!
It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
We're like confused!
Why? Why did you...
No! Just hold on a
Move,
second.
move.
Everything we found in your room.
No, it isn't that.
Unless you want to throw the message
Shoot!
at the blueprints.
Everything we found
Well,
in
what
your
contradicts the blueprints? It's not the
blueprints,
costume,
the
so...
secrets, they are all proof enough.
Dang it!
You are.
Ah!
The blueprints.
Alright, darn it, take that!
No!
Woo! I thought so! Probably the rest of it's not going to be so bad, but that happens sometimes. We just aren't thinking things properly.
Yeah, see? The handwriting.
Right.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
Yes.
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
You don't have to be a calligraphist or whatever the term is.
When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
I don't think it's that easy.
I mean, that is something you can say. It just becomes a he said, she said.
Yeah.
But you have to stack it up against other things.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think I'm trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
No, I don't! We have to address all the potential contradictions.
Yes.
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
That's right! Makoto and Byakuya are agreeing about something.
The world is ended.
It has to be true if these two are agreeing.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Yasuhiro! Nobody's questioning that!
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The
Not
suit,
at all.
The suit could have been
The
empty.
suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit, without a doubt, was the Illuminati! It was Yasuhiro.
Duh.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Because we didn't look in the locker. Although I don't think there's a second suit.
Why would there have been a second suit, and why
Right.
would it have been in the locker? But, we have to keep going on and on. Maybe we would have found Yasuhiro's hair in the locker. In all seriousness, I suppose the fact that you can't bend the costume at the waist, and its general sturdiness, would mean that they just threw him in there.
That
like,
way
in
it
a
doesn't
time-
fall over while he's unconscious.
Yeah, exactly what I'm bringing up.
Yeah.
And the timeline is such that they just stuffed him in there at one, and then did everything else after that, moving him around.
Yeah.
How'd they move him around? Well, I guess they carried it. There's two of them after all.
That's true.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That's the truth. I mean, that's why we have to make sure that it isn't him.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
Yes, but he is still the prime suspect. That doesn't mean we think he did it, but as of right now, all of the evidence we currently have and have digested points to Hiro.
The
Don't
objective,
interrupt me!
the objective is to get away with murders. So this is like exactly what somebody should be doing, is trying to pin it on someone.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
I hate agreeing with you.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice.
Yes, sir.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason.
Well,
yes.
for that, I'll go back to Makoto.
Let me at it!
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
Okay, no, this is good. Let's let him bring up a point, and we'll just deal with that.
He is helping us.
All of these points need to be brought up at some point, so...
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
We already know that.
Why do you want to bring that up first? Well, okay, I guess the first thing he's trying to do is use this to prove the existence of an accomplice.
Ah.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
And now Asahina is gonna go, what?
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Oh, good, I'm glad.
A
tart.
And the repository dolly.
I got it.
I only picked a tart because it was first.
Right.
And the dolly.
I got it.
The dolly?
The dolly.
Dolly and a tart, right?
Dang it, you actually knew.
What's with the attitude? You wanted me to say what was correct, right?
Well, no, he wanted to lord it over you.
I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Right.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Yeah.
I just had an epiphany. First, the first body discovery announcement was Kiyotaka.
Yes.
Okay. And this just clarifies a point we had earlier. The first body discovery announcement was Kiyotaka, and then when we left, that's when Kiyotaka's body was moved, right?
Yes.
Like, first Hifumi's body disappeared.
Right.
Because Hifumi got up, went, and then moved Kiyotaka.
Yes.
That's why that all the moving around had to have happened at a point when Sakura and Aoi were in the art room right by the repository. It just proves that they had to use the vent.
Right.
There was no other way for anybody to get in that room.
Mm-hmm.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Really?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
I mean, we even looked at it.
Yeah.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
And then, for some reason, these wheel marks showed up in the blood.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
Pretty open and shut right there.
Words,
Right.
You think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Right.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Then why'd the dolly get moved then?
Why is there blood on the tires?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
I have video footage. Do you want me to pull it up?
The dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Right.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment.
Yes, but if this was premeditated, then someone could have moved it there and then lured him there with a note.
Besides, it's easy to prove that it's there because
the wheel marks.
That it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No. However, we didn't have to look at that dolly.
Right.
We could have missed the dolly when we were investigating.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Oh, you know how I'm going to respond.
Being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
You really should at this point.
Makoto solved the last two.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around
This just seems like even more evidence that she's the one.
Yeah. She's trying to actually rile up Makoto to make
psychologically batter him.
Just to make it so that he starts making mistakes. Because Byakuya has already accepted him as the prime obstacle in his path. Mm-hmm. Wow. I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. I mean, Byakuya is just mean when he's mean. Maybe I can change your mind if I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh, another
goody!
one? Okay, I've got to remember all this stuff. Here we go. Here's reloading. We had
I
gotten
was wondering about that. It's like we don't reload anything.
We had some skills about reloading. Starting with the next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But now on, we can't just lock on and press the Y button. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Okay. So it's just sort of ramping up the action level of this part. Okay, okay. And reload with that button.
Ah.
All right. Lots of rhythm going on. You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo won't decrease.
I don't remember how to activate fever time.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Ah, but it's not set to gentle. Haha, ignore everything and enjoy more what's-a-madoodles. Right. And this is coming up really early, too.
Wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Woo!
You miserable
Ah!
wretch. I cannot agree.
You're out of bullets.
You are
Ah!
a fool.
I believe it's like R1
There we go,
or
there we
something.
go, there we go. Ah!
Have it wrong.
Oh, she's using crap.
How do I...
L1?
No.
R1?
So pathetic.
Okay, okay, like this. Got it, got it, got it. It's just been a while.
Yeah, we took a break, so it's been like 2 weeks since we played this game.
I cannot agree. You are a fool.
Oh, man.
You're almost out of focus.
I know.
Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Ah.
You have it wrong.
She has more focus than you.
Dang it.
You almost got her,
You
though.
are a fool.
Ah.
Lies will get you nowhere.
Ah!
Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Gosh. Ah! I missed.
I cannot.
This should prove it.
Man, she kicked my butt because I was like, what? How? What? But got it. I understand how this works. Until the next time I forget.
Dolly moved. I have it right here.
I mean, because the trials are so far apart, too.
Yeah. No, this is really cool. That was cool because instead of it being much further in, it's like Celeste was trying to just batter Makoto down right at the beginning, so he just shut up, because if she can shut up Makoto...
Yeah, then she wins.
Then she wins.
When I found the dolly in
I was wondering if we were going to have to pick it.
one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository.
I mean, Hifumi did not have much time to do it.
So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Suck it!
Jeez, does she really hate me that much? Or is it actually that she's trying to defeat me?
Anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
Oh, I like you more already.
I'm not sure that really...
No, we do need to take some time to discuss what type of robot it is. However...
This is not that time.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Do you want to take this one or shall I?
If you look back on how the body was transported,
Yes!
it will become immediately obvious.
Can't bend down. That's why he brought it up.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. It's funny how we were never thinking of this point at this time.
Right?
But I mean, we know what it is.
Yeah.
It's the costume.
Yeah.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Correct.
And from there, the body was moved to the
Correct.
repository, correct?
You are correct so far.
The culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Correct.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled
Oh!
But no, that's
well,
correct.
I mean, that is correct, yes.
Yeah.
Darn it! Woo!
Shoot!
We only recovered so much.
Taka
Yeah, I
was
know.
killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still loaded onto the dolly.
Keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
True.
Well, yeah. But even with
Here it comes. Here
Yeah,
it comes.
yeah.
All you'd have to do
There!
is bend
See, I just need to be patient, gosh.
No, that's wrong.
I don't have a problem being patient in any other game. But it's the tension, you know? Like
Yeah.
you pointed out every time, they really get you with
You're
the tension.
absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
It was even Aoi that said it. I'm as blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Just kick it with your feet.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Because you can't see your feet.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Wow, you're really in tune with Celeste, Billy.
It'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
That, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Except you can't.
Excellent point. Let's discuss why that can't be the case. There's absolutely no chance the costume was taken off to move the
Take
body.
it off by yourself.
Because you can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I wasn't there. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help.
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? Blast! Hoist by my own petard here.
I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off in case you woke up early. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's exactly why it's
true.
there, just to keep it in
It's
it.
impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Well, let's drag out the costume and put him in it if we need to.
Yeah.
If we need to prove this point.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Exactly.
This is a humongous point.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him.
Which is why it's so suspicious.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh, no, we haven't.
We have to refute this one now, eh?
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged
No.
away by Robo-Justice?
It kind of looks like Hifumi's holding him on.
I mean, remember when I had kind of been like, why is Robo-Justice so tall? Because of the like the angle and
If
everything.
whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Like, if Yasuhiro was out, Hifumi would have to move his arms.
Uh-huh.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo-Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now, even though it was clearly written on the blueprints.
Just now, huh?
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Oh, I'm going to look forward to this.
Celeste really did try and, like, drop everything she had right at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
I mean, doesn't this make it look extremely suspicious? I
Yeah.
mean, make her look
Yeah.
extremely suspicious?
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Why are you trying to railroad us, huh?
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, Shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
That is it right there.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Really, that was kind of profound, wasn't it?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
Oh, shut up and just vote the way we tell you at the end.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Oh, well, I don't think we need to examine that far.
Never mind. I like how Sakura was like, yes, it is in fact a pain in the ass to explore everything from the beginning again, because I did it 2 or 3 times for Makoto, and frankly, I'm sick of it at this point.
All right, then. Let's take another look back at what happened.
And here she goes.
I suppose we could start with this
It is going to be entirely her.
Okay, we'll go ahead and pick up next episode with the recap before it gets into the end. I was waiting for a good spot to stop on, you know? All right, guys. Just like last time, we're going to hit the trial every day until we're done.